Hey cutie. Welcome back or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Laura. Hi, hello, welcome. I'm really excited. I'm filming my Pan That palette a little bit earlier than the time elapsed from my last update. I filmed my last update very late, like midway through April, and I want to get back on track to filming this and having this update at the beginning of the month. I'm filming this on May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. And I'm really excited about my progress for my Pan That palette. I set some pretty good goals last month, and I've made some pretty substantial goals within the palette within the past month. First and foremost, Pan That palette was started by Amber F. I will have her channel linked down below. And I am panning my 𝙈𝙪𝙨 Moondust Space Cowboy palette. This is the holiday release with Ulta from 2024. This was a brand new palette in my collection in January when I rolled this in. I had one tracked use in each shade. I no pan left behind this before the end of 2024. And so I wanted to pan this to see what I could do within a year with the palette. And I'm really excited. And it's been a slow going palette to start with, but I feel like I have caught my stride with this project and I have made some pretty great milestones this month. Without spoiling too much, I'll first kind of go over some of the goals while you guys are looking at the clips. Every single update, I want to use each shade 10 times. And each update, I really try my hardest to get 1 gram of product used up. And if you are not new to my Project Pan or my Pan That palette, you would know that I don't ever hit that goal, unfortunately. So I tend to not hit my 1 gram goal, but it is a goal I set for myself every single month. If I hit it, I'm really excited about it, which I haven't done yet, but it's just a goal that I'm pushing to see maybe when I will get there, because I feel like I'm making really great progress in this palette, regardless of that gram used up every month or not. And this is what the palette looks like today on May 4th. And I'm really hoping, and I'm pretty sure you can see the 2 notable changes for sure. I'm thinking something's changed a little bit more. So I'm really excited about the progress that I've made with this palette, and I can't wait to just talk about this shade by shade. But the elephant in the room is, yes, I did hit 2 pans in this palette within the past month. I hit them pretty early on. Unfortunately, I am not the type of person that has it written down in my Project Pan notes how many uses it was to hit pan, but I do track that in my iBank. So if I remember to do that while I'm editing, I will have the number of tracked uses for each when we get to those shades, when we talk about them independently. But I am so excited and so happy that I hit pan in 2 shades. I almost didn't set this the matte shade as a goal, but I went, you know what, we'll just try it anyway, and I sure enough hit pan. So I'm just gonna stop yammering about the palette as a whole, and I'm gonna talk shade by shade. First shade in the palette, this guy here, Vibing. I have such an insanely giant dip in that shade, but no pan yet. It's not for lack of trying, because I definitely reach for that every single time, almost every single time I do my makeup. Maybe not every time, but I reach for it the vast majority of days. I reach for that shade. It's just kind of a tidying up shade, brow bone highlight kind of shade. So I start almost every look with that, just setting right over here in my eye look. I just find things blend a little bit easier if I have that on as a brow bone shade. But that's not something I hit pan in yet, but I did reach for that one. Again, the updates came a little bit faster. I filmed my last update on April 12th and it's May 4th, so a lot less time has gone by. So this was not a high use month. However, it's not my lowest usage month. I reached for that 16 times over the past month, and I feel like I've made a really good dip into this shade now. I'm at a good point where I feel like next month I will be able to hit pan in that, and that really excites me. The next shade is the matte shade called VIP Only. I did manage to hit pan in that shade this month. I'm really excited about that. That is one of my absolute favorite shades in this palette. I did not expect that shade to be a favorite of mine. However, using it, it's such a beautiful transition first crease shade on my lid. And it really does sheer out to blend into my skin tone really well, and it shears out pretty nicely, but I can also build it up and blend more intensely into it, and it really does deepen it out without making it look too harsh. So it's been such a lovely shade. It also looks really good if I really tend to get it heavily on the lid. Things tend to layer on top of it really well. It's just a really flexible shade. It really does lend its way to neutrals or warm toned looks. I really can wear this in a multitude of looks. And over the past month, I reached for that 14 times. After that, no Sleep Club, this darkest matte in the palette. You definitely can tell now that there is a bit of a dip in it. However, it is a very concentrated dip, and it's not something that I think I'm going to be able to hit pan anytime soon. I use a very similar type brush every single time I dip into it. I use a very similar brush, so it's getting very consistent use. I mean, I'm wearing it today. I wear it almost every single time I do my makeup, especially if I'm going to the office. I wear this palette in its entirety every single time I go into work, but I just don't need a whole ton of it, and I tend to like that more as a transition because I have another deeper shade that I'm trying to finish up this year as well in my rolling 10 pan. So I like it for what I use it as. I don't need to overuse it, and I'm still enjoying it. I will have to put a lot more focus on that shade in like the autumn and winter, at like October, September onward. I'll probably focus a lot of my attention on that shade. Then this shade here, again, another one I'm really excited about. I hit pan in it. Definitely something I was focusing on to hit pan, and I was really excited that I did manage to hit pan. It is a very much cooler toned type of shade than I like to wear as we get into the warmer months. However, it has been like today has been really dreary the past couple days here. So it's been really nice on those rainy spring days to wear a cooler tone like this, and I feel more like weather appropriate when I wear something like this in the cooler, I call it like a cooler weather day, even though it is like a warmer kind of weather, so to speak. I really have been liking this shade. I wasn't expecting it. I was not expecting to like that shade as much as I do. I think it looks really good layered with other things. It's a very flexible shade. Again, I can layer that. I have it on today, actually. I can layer so much on top of it, and it really does flex to whatever I'm putting over it. So I really like it. It's really nice. And again, I don't know if I'm going to spend as much time and attention on it. I feel like now that I've hit pan in that shade, I'm going to kind of ease off and let myself focus elsewhere in my collection, grab it when I want to. I say that, but I probably will still focus on these predominantly, even though I do want to branch out and use some other things. But I really liked this, so it hasn't been a chore to reach for at all. I had a goal to use that shade 15 times by this update, and today, right now, I actually met that goal today, right now. And I was really excited about it. That's why I'm like, I got to film this update right now so I hit my goals that I know I'll be able to hit. There's nothing else I'll be able to manage. And I wanted to talk about this, and I want to give myself a full, like as close to a month and get back on track with these updates. The next shade, this one here called A-List Energy. I have been putting so much time and focus in that shade, and I feel like it really does look like I put a lot of time and focus in there. Now, it doesn't look like it when you just look at the surface area of the pan. You're like, okay, cool. It just looks like you barely touched it. But it's because I get such even wear on it. It's the whole pan itself, like the whole area of the pan is getting lower in that pan. So I feel like when I hit pan in that shade, it's going to be a big pan. Like it might not even be in the sun. It might be like over here. I don't know. I know I'm getting a ton of use in it. I know that I can see the sides of the pan pretty decently. So I feel like pan has to be pretty soon. I don't know if I will be able to hit it by the next update. I think this might be the only pan I'm going to hit by the next update. I will try, but it's not a goal that I'm going to really set out for myself. I don't use it as an eyeshadow. I use it as a cheek product. So I use that one 15 times this month. Not the highest. It normally is the highest, but I grabbed some other things within the past month on my cheeks, and kind of slowed my roll on that. Last shade we have to talk about, the middle shade here. That was my first pan in the palette. That is the shade Space Cowboy Rides Again. It is a much brighter and more intensely glittered shade than the original Space Cowboy. It's so pretty though. It is a absolutely stunning shade. I have it topped on top of the pink in my look today. I did film this. I topped that shade on top of it just to tone the pink down. I tend to like to do that if I'm wearing a little bit more outrageous color to the, I say outrageous, a little brighter of a shade. If I'm wearing a brighter toned eyeshadow to the office, that shade works so well to tap on top. One, it gives it an incredible sparkle, and two, it really does tame the color down so it's not as intense of a color. I do it with many different colors because it is just a like neutral sheer base with an intense shimmer to it. So it does tone like every single thing I wear down. It's great. I love it. So it's been a really, really flexible shade. And I also like it as an inner corner highlight because it does offer such a bright, intense sparkle. So it makes a really good inner corner highlight as well. And I can do them both at the same time. I wear it as an inner corner and then I fluff it in. I did not wear it as an inner corner today. I'm trying a matte inner corner for like the first time ever. I don't know how I feel about it. I like it, but I'm like, ooh, it's not my norm. I don't know. I'm really proud of where this palette is and how this palette looks. And I just can't believe I started this palette as a brand new palette with like coming into 2025. And I'm not even halfway through the year. I've panned half the shades. I think I'll hit at least one more pan by the midway point, hoping for 2 pans, but definitely will hit a 4th pan in this palette. Now, I just want to talk about the weight really quick because I do have a goal to use this a gram each update. I have not hit that ever. My best month was January, where I hit 0.7 grams of product use, and every other month, including this month, we've used 0.5 grams of product. So it's still a really solid amount of usage in a palette, and I feel like I need to be a little bit more kind to myself because 1 gram of product in shades that are older in my collection, I can fly through them a little bit easier because the formula isn't as firmly or like is intact and fresh as it normally is. So having a palette so fresh and new and really setting such a substantial usage in grams goal, I need to remember that this was a brand new palette, and the formula for Urban Decay, it tends to be a little bit more firmly pressed in terms of the mattes. It's funny that I'm going through the mattes and tend to hit pan, but they're very flexible and I wear them every single time I do my makeup. Almost every single time. I'm not wearing this shade today. I had something similar I wanted to wear. But again, let me just stop yammering about that. I, again, used 0.5 grams of product in here. A total of 2.2 grams of product used up so far. Not where I wanted to be by now, but it's where we landed. And that's a-okay with me. If I really take that into consideration, that, based on the advertised weight that this says, 2.2 grams is almost what this shade has in it. I have used at least an entire small pan of eyeshadow within this. The small shades are 1.53 grams of product, and I've used 2.2 grams. So I'm really excited about that. I just have a little bit more way to go, and then I will use up 2 shades in theory of this palette. But I have a feeling there's a lot more than the advertised weight in this palette. So we'll see. But I'm really excited about where this palette is. I am not getting sick of this yet. Again, it is so flexible with every single else in my collection. I'm able to do my no pan left behind still. I'm able to incorporate other shades in like my pan those eyeshadows into looks. I'm really able to make this work in all the other areas that I'm trying to focus on within the year. And that makes me really excited. So I feel like a neutral palette was such a good decision for me to still be able to play and have some flexibility with bright and exciting shades in my collection, but really ground myself and really have something that I can get very quick, dedicated work looks very easily and not have to think about it. And I get really great use out of like my colorful eyeliner, so that's always a win too. So that is it for my Pan That Palette update. Let me know if you are doing a Pan That Palette this year. I would love to know what you are panning, if you are even doing a Pan That Palette. Maybe you're just focusing on rotating your collection. I would love to know what you're doing this year, and that's it for this video. I wish you guys better weather than we're having. It is raining right now. Womp womp. But that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are staying healthy, sane, and safe, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.